Hey, baseball fans. Welcome back to Tits and Streams, your go-to channel for daily baseball predictions. I'm Koken, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on today's top matchups. Before we dive into today's picks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest predictions. If you enjoy our content, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love baseball and sports betting. Our channel relies entirely on your support. We don't have any sponsors, so every like, share, and comment helps us keep going. If you'd like to support us even more, consider donating by pressing the thanks button under this video. We love hearing from you. Drop a comment below. Your feedback makes our channel better. All right, let's get into today's predictions. Today we have predictions for 5 MLB games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Seattle Mariners and Pittsburgh Pirates. The upcoming showdown between the Seattle Mariners and Pittsburgh Pirates on August 17, 2024 at PNC Park is shaping up to be a test of endurance and precision rather than an offensive explosion. As both teams grind through the midseason, the focus shifts to consistent pitching and solid defense, making the total run line of 8.5 a crucial figure to consider. Luis Castillo, the Mariners' ace, is set to take the mound with a season that doesn't quite reflect his true capabilities. Despite a 10-11 record, Castillo's .340 ERA tells the story of a pitcher who's been adept at minimizing damage, particularly against struggling offenses like the Pirates. His recent performances have shown a pitcher in control, even when his team's offense hasn't provided much support. On the road, Castillo's .414 ERA isn't stellar, but it's strong enough to keep Pittsburgh's inconsistent lineup in check. With 148 strikeouts this season, Castillo has the tools to keep Pirates hitters off balance, especially given their 26th ranked team batting average. For the Pirates, Bailey Falter will be on the hill. His 5-7 record and 4.07 ERA reflect a season of ups and downs, but he's shown resilience when pitching at home. Falter's 3.66 ERA at PNC Park suggests he's more comfortable in familiar surroundings, which will be key as he faces a Mariners lineup that has struggled with consistency. In his last outing, Falter labored through 4 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, but with Seattle's offense ranked 27th in the league, he may find a chance to bounce back. The Mariners' offensive struggles are well known, with a team batting average of .218 and a slugging percentage near the bottom of the league. While players like Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh have shown flashes of brilliance, consistency has been hard to come by. Rodriguez has battled injuries, and although Raleigh's 26 home runs are impressive, they've been isolated highlights in an otherwise underwhelming offensive season for Seattle. The Mariners' difficulty in stringing together hits and driving in runs has been a recurring theme, and against Falter, who has performed well at home, this trend might continue. Pittsburgh's offense, though slightly better than Seattle's, hasn't been setting the scoreboard on fire either. Brian Reynolds remains the centerpiece of their lineup, leading in most offensive categories, but the supporting cast has been inconsistent. O'Neal Cruz has shown power, but his lack of consistency hampers the team's overall performance. With an average of just 4.1 runs per game and a negative run differential, the Pirates might struggle to put up big numbers against Castillo and Seattle's bullpen. The Pirates' bullpen, while not elite, has been dependable at home, and they'll need to be sharp to contain the Mariners. On the other hand, Seattle's bullpen has been a bright spot, ranking 13th in the league in ERA, which should give Castillo confidence that if he can hand over a lead, the bullpen can hold it. Historically, games between these two teams at PNC Park haven't been high-scoring affairs. In their last 5 meetings in Pittsburgh, the total runs have stayed under 8.5 in 3 of those games. With both teams' offenses struggling and solid pitching expected from both starters, it's hard to envision this game becoming a slugfest. Environmental factors also play a role, with PNC Park known for favoring pitchers, especially during day games. The forecasted mild temperatures should further tip the scales toward a low-scoring game. All signs point to a tight, low-scoring matchup where every pitch counts. The Mariners' recent scoring struggles, combined with Castillo's ability to limit damage and Falter's strong home performances, make the under 8.5 run line the most attractive bet. Expect a game where runs are scarce and the total stays comfortably under the 8.5 line.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, couriered check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the Arizona Diamondbacks and Tampa Bay Rays. The Arizona Diamondbacks are heading into Tropicana Field with the force of a runaway train, ready to face off against the Tampa Bay Rays in what should be a fascinating contest. The D-backs are holding strong at 69-53, a record that underscores their steady, impressive play throughout the season. In contrast, the Rays, with a 59-61 record, are desperately clinging to their playoff hopes, teetering on the brink of elimination. Arizona has been a revelation this season, lighting up the scoreboard with their explosive offense. Ranked 7th in team batting average, the Diamondbacks have been consistently racking up runs, as evidenced by their recent sweep of the Colorado Rockies. With scores of 5-4, 4-3, and a commanding 11-4, Arizona showcased their ability to win both tight contests and blowouts. Ace pitcher Zach Gallen will take the mound, and while his 9-5 record and 3.69 ERA might not be eye-popping, his precision and reliability make him a key player. Gallen's knack for keeping the ball in the yard and limiting solid contact will be crucial against a struggling Rays lineup. On the flip side, the Rays have been anything but consistent. After being swept by the Houston Astros, Tampa Bay is reeling. Their offense, which ranks near the bottom in several key categories, has been a major letdown. Jeffrey Springs, with a 0-1 record and a 4.61 ERA, will face the daunting task of shutting down a red-hot Arizona lineup that has excelled against left-handed pitchers all season. With just 3 starts under his belt this year, Springs has shown flashes, but has also been prone to giving up hits and homers. Against an Arizona team that's been feasting on lefties, Springs could be in for a rough outing. Historically, these teams haven't met often, but Arizona has had the edge in recent matchups at Tropicana Field. The Diamondbacks hitters have been making solid contact, and with Jake McCarthy hitting 440 over the last week, Arizona's offense is primed to continue its hot streak. McCarthy, along with Kettle Marty and Christian Walker, forms a formidable trio driving the Diamondbacks' offense. Defensively, Arizona has been solid if unspectacular, ranking around the middle in most defensive metrics. However, they've been effective at limiting big innings, a strategy that plays to Gallen's strength in inducing ground balls and keeping hitters off balance. The Diamondbacks' bullpen, while not elite, has been reliable enough to close out games when the starters hand them a lead. The Rays, on the other hand, are a team in turmoil. Their bullpen has been a bright spot, ranking among the league's best in ERA, but they've been overworked and can only do so much when the offense isn't delivering. Brandon Lowe and Jose Caballero have been solid contributors, but the rest of the lineup hasn't provided enough support. Tampa Bay's struggles with runners in scoring position have been a recurring issue, and it's likely to continue against Gallen, who excels in tight spots. Tropicana Field offers little in the way of home field advantage, with the Rays sitting at just 28-30 at home this season. The park's dimensions tend to suppress offense, but with the way Arizona is swinging the bat, that might not make much difference. As for the betting line, the Diamondbacks are slight favorites, and that makes sense. The total is set at 7.5 runs, which might be on the low side considering Arizona's offensive potential. Gallen's consistency paired with Tampa's offensive struggles makes the under appealing, but the real value lies with the Diamondbacks' money line. In summary, I'm backing the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line. Their offense is clicking, Gallen is the more dependable starter, and the Rays just don't seem to have the firepower to keep pace. Expect Arizona to take this one, bolstering their playoff position and pushing the Rays further down the standings. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Kansas City Royals and Cincinnati Reds. On August 17, 2024, the Cincinnati Reds will clash with the Kansas City Royals at Great American Ballpark in what promises to be an unpredictable battle. The Reds, currently striving to break into the postseason, sit at 60-61, just below the even mark, while the Royals are in slightly better shape with a 66-55 record. But as we know, baseball isn't just a numbers game. It's about momentum, matchups, and those elusive intangibles that make this sport so thrilling. The Reds have been a roller coaster this season, marked by streaks and slumps. Despite a lineup that ranks near the bottom in team batting average, they shine in power and speed, ranking in the top half for home runs and leading the league in stolen bases. Spencer Steer has been a beacon for this squad, hitting a scorching .412 with 3 homers just this past week. His hot bat will be key as they face a Royals team that holds its own at the plate, ranking 11th in team batting average. On the mound for the Reds will be Nick Lodolo, a lefty who's had a solid season with a 3.99 ERA and 111 strikeouts over 108.1 innings. However, he's been shaky since returning from a blister injury, posting a 5.87 ERA in his last 7 starts. He'll face off against Michael Wacha, a seasoned veteran who's been steady with a 3.50 ERA and 99 strikeouts over 121 innings. Wacha's recent form, where he hasn't allowed more than 3 earned runs in 14 consecutive appearances, makes him a tough opponent. Yet, the Reds may have an edge with Lodolo pitching at home, especially since the Royals' offense tends to struggle on the road. Historically, the Royals have had a hard time against the Reds, losing 6 of their last 7 matchups. More importantly, the Reds have been dominant at home, winning 9 of their last 13 games at Great American Ballpark. The Royals' away splits, particularly against right-handed pitchers, show a significant drop in performance, which could spell trouble as they face a Reds team that thrives against right-handers, especially at home. Pitching could be the deciding factor, especially in the later innings. The Reds' bullpen is one of the league's best, ranking 4th in bullpen ERA, while the Royals are near the bottom, ranking 25th. If the game comes down to the wire, Cincinnati's relievers are likely to have the upper hand, especially with Kansas City missing a key bullpen arm due to injury. Offensively, both teams have their standouts. Bobby Witt Jr. has been a force for the Royals, batting .349 with 25 homers and 90 RBIs, while Salvador Perez adds another power threat with 22 homers. But for Cincinnati, the young talents like Elly De La Cruz, who leads the team in stolen bases, and the red-hot Spencer Steer could be the difference makers in this contest. Weather and ballpark conditions will also play a role. Great American Ballpark is known for being hitter-friendly, particularly in the warm summer months when the ball tends to carry. With a summer evening game on the horizon, expect a few long balls, especially given the Reds' home run power and the Royals' struggles to keep the ball in the yard on the road. The betting lines slightly favor the Reds, and it's easy to see why. Cincinnati has covered the run line in each of their last 5 games following a loss, and with Lodolo on the mound at home, they have a good shot at extending that streak. The Royals, despite a better overall record, have stumbled in night games after a win, losing 4 of their last 5 in such situations. In conclusion, while both teams bring strengths to the table, the Reds' recent form, home field advantage, and bullpen depth give them the upper hand in this matchup. Expect a close game, but Cincinnati's ability to seize key moments, especially against a Royals team that struggles on the road, will likely be the deciding factor. The final recommendation? Back the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. This is a game where all indicators suggest the home team will hold strong and make another push towards playoff contention. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the Minnesota Twins and Texas Rangers. As the summer heat continues at Globe Life Field, the Texas Rangers are set to face off against the Minnesota Twins in what promises to be a pivotal American League showdown. The Rangers, limping through a tough season with a disappointing 56-66 record, are a far cry from their championship form of last year. On the other side, the Twins, sitting at a solid 68-53, are deep in the hunt for a playoff spot, making every game critical as they push to secure their position in the American League Central. Texas has faced major struggles, particularly at the plate. Despite having power hitters like Adolis Garcia, who's been a rare bright spot with his recent hot streak, the Rangers find themselves ranked a mediocre 18th in batting average and 17th in home runs. Their consistent failure to drive in runs with men on base has stifled their scoring chances when they need them most. This offensive slump has been compounded by shaky pitching, with veteran Andrew Heaney, who's slated to start this game, failing to live up to expectations. Advanced metrics rank Heaney 155th among starting pitchers, and he faces a daunting challenge against a Minnesota lineup that's been firing on all cylinders. The Twins enter this game with a clear advantage in both form and momentum. Their lineup, ranking 7th in batting average and 8th in home runs, has been consistently putting runs on the board, Christian Vazquez has stepped up as a key contributor, while the team's sluggers have delivered in clutch moments. On the mound, Minnesota has found stability with Pablo Lopez, whose solid performances have bolstered the team's confidence, particularly against a Rangers squad that struggled to find its rhythm. David Festa, the Twins' starting pitcher for this game, may not have the experience of Lopez, but he's shown promise. While his .520 ERA suggests inconsistency, Festa's recent outings indicate he's hitting his stride. Over his last 3 starts, Festa has posted a 2.02 ERA with impressive command, allowing just 6 walks while striking out 18 in 13.1 innings. This will be his first time facing the Rangers, and that unfamiliarity could work to his advantage, especially against a Texas team that's been far from consistent. On the other side, Nathan Eovaldi takes the mound for Texas, carrying an 8.6 record and a 3.75 ERA. Eovaldi has been a bright spot at home, posting a 3.09 ERA and holding opponents to a .193 batting average over 75.2 innings at Globe Life Field. However, his recent struggles, 13 hits and 8 runs allowed in just 8 innings over his last 2 starts, raise concerns. Historically, Eovaldi hasn't fared well against the Twins, with a 4.89 ERA over 8 career starts, tilting the odds further in Minnesota's favor. The head-to-head record between these teams at Globe Life Field also favors the Twins. Minnesota has won 19 of the 30 games played in Texas, and they've been particularly successful in covering the run line in recent matchups. With the Rangers fading from playoff contention and the Twins fighting for every win, the motivation clearly sides with the visitors. Injuries further complicate the Rangers' situation, with key players like Max Scherzer and John Gray sidelined, leaving an already underperforming pitching staff even thinner. The Twins, while missing stars like Byron Buxton and Carlos Correa, have managed to stay afloat thanks to contributions across the lineup. All signs point to the Twins holding the upper hand in this matchup. They've been the better team all season, and with the playoffs in their sights, they'll be eager to capitalize on every opportunity. The Rangers, meanwhile, appear to be just playing out the season, and even with Eovaldi on the mound, it's hard to see them overcoming a determined Minnesota squad. In conclusion, the clear betting edge lies with the Minnesota Twins. They have the stronger lineup, more reliable pitching, and a history of success against the Rangers in Texas. The prediction here is straightforward. Back the Minnesota Twins on the money line. This is a game where the superior team, driven by playoff aspirations, should come out on top against an opponent whose season is slipping away. The 5th prediction for today is for a game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and St. Louis Cardinals. As we head into an electrifying Saturday night at Busch Stadium, the St. Louis Cardinals are preparing to lock horns with the Los Angeles Dodgers in a game that's sure to be filled with intensity. These two teams are at opposite ends of the National League race, one fighting to secure a playoff spot, the other clinging to postseason aspirations. The Cardinals, sitting at 60-62, are on the brink, while the Dodgers, with a 71-51 record, are cruising toward October. But, as we know in baseball, stats don't always tell the whole story. Let's break down the pitching matchup. The Cardinals are entrusting the mound to Andre Pallante, a right-hander who, despite not being the ace, has had moments of brilliance. Pallante's 4.21 ERA might not grab headlines, but his knack for keeping games within reach is vital for a Cardinals lineup that has struggled with consistent run support. His recent outing against the Royals was a confidence booster, giving up just 1 run over 5.2 innings. This performance could be the momentum he needs to deliver another strong start against the Dodgers, especially since he tends to pitch better at home, despite a slightly higher ERA at Busch Stadium. On the flip side, the Dodgers were initially set to start Tyler Glasnow, but due to a last-minute shoulder issue, the ball will now go to Bobby Miller. Miller, with an 8.07 ERA, hasn't exactly been a model of consistency. The right-hander hasn't made a start since July 9th, and being thrust into a high-stakes game could spell trouble for Los Angeles. The Dodgers' bullpen, already heavily used, could be stretched thin if Miller can't go deep into the game. Despite the Dodgers' potent lineup, they may struggle to find their rhythm against Pallante. While LA has a top-5 offense, particularly in power hitting, their recent struggles on the road and Miller's unpredictability create a perfect opportunity for the Cardinals to capitalize. The Dodgers have lost 3 of their last 5 road series, including a split against the Brewers, indicating vulnerability away from Chavez Ravine. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have been solid at home, winning 2 of their last 3 series at Busch Stadium. With the Dodgers looking shaky and the Cardinals desperate for a win, this could be the moment for a St. Louis upset. The Cardinals' offense, though inconsistent this season, has shown signs of life recently. Key players like Wilson Contreras have stepped up, with Contreras batting .400 over the past week, becoming a bright spot in an otherwise inconsistent lineup. His clutch performances could be the difference maker, particularly against a Dodgers team that has shown signs of vulnerability. Historically, the Cardinals have a knack for finding ways to beat the Dodgers at Busch Stadium, especially after a loss. St. Louis has covered the run line in their last 7 night games against winning teams, while the Dodgers have failed to cover in 6 of their last 7 road games against teams with losing records. These trends suggest a tight contest, where the underdog Cardinals could not only cover the spread, but potentially win outright. The intangibles also lean toward St. Louis. While the Dodgers are bound for October, the Cardinals are fighting for their postseason lives. This added pressure could bring out the best in a team that has underperformed for much of the season. The desperation of a team on the edge can't be measured, but it should never be underestimated. Considering all these factors, Palante's ability to minimize damage, Miller's unpredictability, the Cardinals' recent home resilience, and their historical success in similar situations, the St. Louis Cardinals covering the plus 1.5 run line is a bet that makes sense. The combination of pitching matchups, offensive trends, and the crucial must-win factor gives the Cardinals the edge they need. In conclusion, while the Dodgers have been the better team all season, this game is set up perfectly for the Cardinals to keep it close, if not win outright. The prediction here is solid. St. Louis Cardinals plus 1.5. Back the Cardinals with confidence on the run line as they look to keep their playoff hopes alive.